Ghana just dropped the mic and said, "We're done with foreign military bases." The US thought they could just keep their troops stationed in Africa, using the continent as a chessboard for their own game. But guess what? Ghana said, not anymore. Ghana decided to close all US military bases. The closure wasn't some spur-of-the-moment decision. It was a well-planned move to assert sovereignty, to tell the West that Ghana is no longer a puppet. You don't get to dictate our future. Not anymore.
Something serious is happening in Ghana, and it looks like history is about to repeat itself. Yes. Take a look at this picture and tell me what your observation is. Information has it that the new president of Ghana is allegedly marking ties with the president of Burkina Faso in person of Ibrahim Traore, that of Mali and Niger. I'd like you to take a look at the exposition that was done in a documentary just a few days ago that has sparked reactions on the internet. But trust me, it sounds like this is the end of neo-colonialism in Africa. Listen to this video with rapt attention, and I'll be coming back to give you the reactions of Nigerians about it. Take a look.
We would be initiating important governance reforms and sometimes initiate severe measures in the next 4 years to reset our nation and bring it back on track as a black star of Africa. The journey is not going to be easy, my brothers and sisters, because the outgoing government has plunged our dear nation into an abyss. However, we are determined to work together with you to build the Ghana we want. And I am certain that we shall win the battle. We intend to work together to restore the shattered confidence in our politics and governance system.
This is about building a country that doesn't rely on foreign handouts, but stands on its own 2 feet. Ghana can't thrive if it's constantly looking to the West for solutions. And Mahama knows this. He's got a vision for homegrown solutions, empowering local industries, cutting out the middleman, and putting Ghanaian businesses in the driver's seat. Mahama's vision is clear. Africa has to stop depending on the West for everything. From Mali to Burkina Faso, countries are finding common ground in resisting neo-imperialism. And guess who's leading the charge? You guessed it, Ghana. The power of this collaboration cannot be overstated. The African Union AU and ECOWAS have always played vital roles in maintaining regional peace and promoting economic cooperation. But under Mahama's leadership, Ghana is poised to take a more prominent role in shaping the continent's destiny. The focus is no longer on appeasing Western powers. It's about building African solidarity. Ghana has always been a strategic player in West Africa, but Mahama is taking it to the next level. His leadership is about more than just diplomatic visits and trade deals. It's about building a network of mutual support. Think of it like a family. When one country in Africa wins, all of Africa wins. Mahama is setting the stage for a future where African nations stand united against the forces of neo-colonialism, working together for mutual benefit. His collaboration with countries like Mali and Burkina Faso isn't just about economic growth. It's about creating a solid front against Western interference. But what can be done? Ghana gave practical examples. Ghana just dropped the mic and said, "We're done with foreign military bases." The US thought they could just keep their troops stationed in Africa, using the continent as a chessboard for their own game. But guess what? Ghana said, not anymore. Ghana decided to close all US military bases. The closure wasn't some spur-of-the-moment decision. It was a well-planned move to assert sovereignty, to tell the West that Ghana is no longer a puppet. You don't get to dictate our future. Not anymore. The US had long claimed its presence was for security purposes, fighting terrorism and stabilizing the region. Are we on the brink of an Africa that governs its security without Western involvement? Ghana isn't the only one throwing out the old playbook. Africa's waking up. It's happening all over Africa. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, they're all saying, enough is enough. This isn't just a coincidence. Countries across Africa are closing US military bases at the same time. Is this the start of a continental uprising against foreign military dominance? You bet it is. What's going on here isn't just random. This wave of resistance is deeply connected to Africa's growing sense of unity and a collective desire for sovereignty. For too long, African nations have been pawns in the geopolitical chess game of the West. But no more. Countries like Mali and Burkina Faso have had enough of being treated like battlegrounds for foreign powers to settle their disputes. Instead of relying on foreign military forces to keep the peace, African nations are taking the responsibility into their own hands.
Good morning, Gareth. Hi. The US military has about 27 operational bases across the whole African continent. Most of those are in your typical conflict zones in the Horn of Africa, in the Sahel region and West Africa, where the main focus is counterterrorism. The Trump administration had been talking about drawing down those military forces, but the Biden administration seems to be, as far as we can fathom from the initial Africa policy plans, willing to maintain 6,000 US military personnel overtly on the African continent. Our concern now is that a number of African governments are allowing covert operations not fully under the framework of their legal or constitutional regulations. For example, in West Africa, the small archipelago of Cape Verde, not many people will have heard of it before, but it's a very strategic position.
Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. This movement is far more than just a reaction to foreign military presence. It's about reclaiming Africa's future. The closure of foreign bases marks a new chapter in African politics. Countries are increasingly banding together, rejecting the old guard, and deciding that Africa can and will stand on its own. But here's the big question. Can this movement sustain itself? Will the West respond to Africa's growing unity with force? Or will they finally respect the continent's desires for sovereignty?
So guys, let's take a look at what Nigerians has to say about this and others from other parts of the country. The Footballer News said Ghana and Burkina Faso are the same. They are only divided by colonial borders. George Get Williams said, congratulations, about time. Jennifer said, thanks, Mr. President, you are only the right struck. And Carol said, thank the Creator who has and is always touching over his people. Notice how Ibrahim Traore acknowledged and thanked the Creator because he knows where his help comes from. Wow. Louis said, Africa is rising. And Brenda said, Africa does not have to look for foreign exchange to import anything because they are blessed with everything they need for their survival on planet Earth. Brenda said, if Africans are engaging in intra-regional trade, their economy will grow, so they will never have to borrow from international banks. McDonald said, God bless him. And Usman Momo said, Africa unite. May the soul of Bob Marley rest in peace. Atul Sia said, I'm Ghanaian, but telling US soldiers leave does not bring back good economy. We have another response from Greatman who said, where did you get this fake information from? Poor people, because of $1, you keep spreading fake information. Wow. Now, the truth is that the neo-colonialism in Africa is not a joke. We saw the issues that have sparked controversy during Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso coup, which we do not support. But the truth is that if African countries are obviously a sovereign nation, then they should be allowed to be. They should exist as a sovereign nation. We cannot expect a situation whereby sovereign nations will have military presence in their countries, all in the name of peace. The military presence should only come at the instance of demand from the heads of state, of which they should only come and train them, not to come and mount their presence consistently and back to back. I don't think any foreign nation would accept that in their own nation. We'd like you to do well to drop your own thoughts in the comment section. Let's get to know what you think about this documentary you just watched, and we shall continually be here to serve you. Many thanks indeed to all our viewers and returning subscribers. We truly don't take it lightly. My name again is Moses, and this is Think Tank. See you on our next video. Bye for now.